So I'm going to show you how to personalize your portfolio a little bit. And we're also going to be making each page have a header. This is the header up here that represents that class. So first, we're going to work on picking a theme. And this is the way that we can change a little bit the way that our portfolio looks. Right now, everybody's portfolio looks exactly the same. Let's shake things up a little bit. Okay, so first we're going to go over to the right side here and we're going to click on themes. And it's going to give you some basic themes here on the side. There we go. And right now it's automatically just going to, when you made your portfolio, it gave you the simple theme, which is this one right here. But there's a few others here as well that you can choose from. So if you click on a different theme, you'll see how it changes, right? The fonts change a little bit. This image, you might get a little bit of color, right? Just the style in general is going to change. So you can pick one that you like. Now this, some of them have images here in the background. We are going to be changing the images in the background here. So don't choose one necessarily based on what image is back here. What you want to think more about is the fonts and the colors that are being used. Now, let's say you like the font, but you don't like the colors. You can actually change the colors, right? Like if I go back to simple, you can see it gives me several color options down here. When I click on it, it gives me a different color. But what if I don't like any of those colors? If you click on the last circle on the right side, you can actually personalize the color. So down here, you can change the color. Up here, you can change the value of that color. So maybe I want like a teal, mint green kind of color, right? And now I've got that color chosen. So, and you can do that with any of the themes, right? So I can click on this last one and change the color and value of the color. All right, so another thing you can do is change the font. So you'll see that there's font styles here. And it just gives you a couple options for each one. There's modern, classic, and bold. So if I click on that one, right, it gives me a different style of lettering, a different one there. So again, each one has a different set of 3 font styles that you can choose from. So those are the things you want to think about. How do you want it to be set up? What are the colors that you want and your font style? If you want to get really fancy, you can actually make your own theme up here. And if that's something that you want to do, if you're like, Simon, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with all of this, want to go a little bit further and you want to make your own, let me know and I'll show you how to do this. It's not too difficult. You basically just kind of choose colors and fonts that you want to use. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you can do that as well. All right, so I'm just going to pick this theme, right? And now I'm going to change the images that are in my headers. And I'm actually going to have a different image for each of my pages. So my home page is really going to be all about me, right? So your home page is going to be all about you. So you can put an image back there that's of something that you like, or it can also just be a design that you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my mouse over the header here, and I'm going to click on where it says image, and I'm going to go down to select. And this is going to give me a few options here. They have some that you can choose from here. If you want, if you like one of these, go ahead, make it your homepage header. But you also have a lot of other options. If you have some image in your Google Drive that you want to use, you can use that. You can also search for images. I like things really colorful, so maybe I'm going to type in the word colorful and see what I get, right? So I get all these cool images here. You can also, maybe I want something colorful, but more with like blue, different kinds of blues, right? If I click here, it will give me things that have more blue in them, right? So I'm just going to pick one of these. I kind of like this. It's kind of cool. Then I click select, and now that has made that the background of my header up here, right? And that's for my homepage. But now I want to do that for each of my classes also. But you want the images that you pick for each of your classes to represent that class in some way. So for example, I'm going to go to math now. I'm again going to click on image and go to select. And this time, maybe I'm going to type in the word math, right? And that's going to give me a bunch of different things that represent math. Maybe I want math and blue. Or actually, I like this color. All right, so that gives me a bunch of different images that have something to do with math. Maybe I like this chalkboard one, I think. So I'm going to click select. And again, there we go. Now I have a header for my math page. So you're going to just keep doing that with each of your classes. So now I'll click on social studies. You can type in, just the word like social studies or history, but you could also, if you want something specifically about what you're learning about, like if you're learning about ancient Egypt in your social studies class, you can type in Egypt. I know in 8th grade, you guys do like US history. So if you want to do, I don't know, Declaration of Independence or something, right? Something that you're specifically learning about in that class, you can type that in, right? So maybe I'll put in Egypt. And here we go. It gives me a bunch of pictures of Egypt, and I can pick one that I like. That one's kind of cool. Right, and now that becomes my background here. So again, we're just going to do that with each of the classes. So you can search up something specific that you're learning about in that class, or you can just put in, the name of the class and see what you get. Right, check out what it's looking like with different colors. Put that one in. Now, let's say I don't really like this picture. I don't like how it ended up looking. A lot of it got cut off. What I can do is I can just replace the image here. So if I just go to image and then select again and then pick a new image. You can also click reset, and that will just take it back to the original. There again. So if I didn't like that picture, I can just go and find another one. All right, so you're going to do that with each of your classes. That is how you are going to personalize your portfolio so it doesn't look the same as everyone else's. Now, you may have noticed that you spent all this time picking this color in your theme, and you don't actually get to see it that much on here. There's just like this little line in that blue. And actually, you change, like if I go back to simple now, you'll see that I actually don't see that color at all anymore. However, that color does still exist in your theme. If I, for example, put in a text box, my options for the color of that text box are the color that I chose for that theme. So I can make the background that color, or I could also make the title words in that color, for example. Oops. Right. So just because you're not seeing the color anymore in your header doesn't mean that that color isn't still part of your theme. So that's important to remember. All right, so that's going to be our next step today. You're going to choose a theme. You can create your own if you want. And you're going to put a photo that represents each of your classes as the header for that class.